Hey there, my friends. We are live here from New York City. It's me, Deb D, here for your Wednesday magic drop, and it's a special magic drop because it's some birthday magic. It is the eve of my 50th birthday. Hello, a whole new decade. And so for today, our magic drop, because every Wednesday at 12, there's a magic drop. Today we have a special magic drop, which is all about the magic of 50 years. What have I figured out? And I'm going to be sharing that with you today. So, as shared, here I am live in New York City, where Big Life Magic was born. I wasn't born in New York City. I was actually born in Sydney, Australia, where the time is in the future. So I'm actually going to be born 50 years ago in about 7 hours. So we are straddling the birthday magic right here. Now, when I say birthday magic, what do I mean about that? Hey? When I was 25, I had a job as a birthday fairy. My job every weekend was to dress up head to toe in full wings, fairy, glitter, everything. Because I was the birthday fairy for little kids' birthday parties. They would come to this place where there was a fairy forest and they would have their beautiful birthdays with me, Fairy Firespark. And every child that came for their birthday, I would say, how lucky are you? You get birthday magic. And I would explain to them that birthday magic is the day of your birthday, when the sun returns to the day that you arrived earthbound, you get an extra dose of magic. And now I believe that's true. And I'm at the big 50 of that birthday magic, and I'm going to share some of that. So I was inspired to do this birthday special, and then I got inspired by the magic curriculum that I'm currently creating. So in the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual community, we have community events and we have mastery events where I do magic teaching. And the next magic mastery is called the Magic 7, which is about our chakra system and how every 7 years we grow up in our magic. Like the base chakra comes online first from when we're born to 7 years, and then we move up to sacral chakra and going up all the way to crown. And I was like, oh, maybe the 50 years I could align it with the chakras and how they come online. And like, just to be clear, we're born with all of them, but they just kind of have their heyday over these 7-year periods as we're kind of growing up. That's what I'm going to be teaching in the Magic 7. So I was inspired by that. And then so I start to work with, well, what can I share for the birthday magic drop? And I kept finding, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. And so I did what I teach and what I know to do as a magic maker who seeks to co-create magic. I let go. I was like, I don't know what it's going to be. I know I've put it out there, and let's see what happens. And it wasn't really until this morning when I woke up that I was like, oh, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So today, for our Magic Drop birthday special, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 magic things I have learnt in the past 50 years, and they're 5 things that Deb says often. So it's a little bit of Deb talk with the stories and the lesson connected to them. So that's what we're going to be covering today in our Magic Drop, because I believe there's a little bit of magical insight in there for all of us. So throughout the 5, I'm going to be sharing with you these ways that you can apply this to your own magical lives, and sharing with you there's a whole heap of resources linked that's already been created inside Big Life Magic that's going to support you. So let's play. Strap it in for 50 years with the Magic Maker. That's me. And let's go. Number 1. The first magic activation I would like to share with you is, please, my magic maker friends, be open to the possibility of being pleasantly surprised. Now, this is absolutely the first. Deb says this often. It turned up in my 20s. Now, in my 20s, like most of us in our 20s, I was, and everyone around me in my peer and friendship group, we're all trying to figure out, who are we? What are we doing in this life? Are we moving in the right direction? Etc., 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 a whole heap of questions. And those questions then came with a whole heap of expectations and the worry, am I moving in the right direction? And this feeling of, I need to make this happen. And so I started to click in as a young magic maker, because really in my 20s is when I started to actively work in the magic realm. And I started to click in with, but what if it's better than that? What if it's even more than my thinking mind and what I know of the world right now can create? So I started to say to others mostly, and then reminded myself to say it to myself, is be open to the possibility that you just may be pleasantly surprised. Because what was happening is there was a whole heap of, maybe this isn't going to work, maybe I'm not going to make it. But what about maybe if you do? And what happens, magic makers, when you are open to the possibility of being pleasantly surprised is you give the universe, the divine, your guide, your angels, intuitive you, a chance in the playground. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, the universe generally 99.9% of the time has got a better idea than you do. And we need to make some space so that co-creation can happen. And when we intend to be open to these possibilities, that it may just be better than I think, that I may be absolutely delighted in what happens, then what's going to happen, you just may be pleasantly surprised. And I wish it for all of us. Let's be continually delighted and surprised by what we create and what is possible for us to create in your magical life. So that's number one. Started in my 20s. I'm now just about to turn 50, and I still say it often. Be open to the possibility of being pleasantly surprised. Number two, when in doubt, add more love. Now, this one emerged more kind of in my 30s. And to tell you the truth, because I am a truthful magic maker, I am not backwards in coming forward. The truth of it is, I needed this magical circuit breaker when people would frustrate me or not go in the direction I wanted them to go, or things weren't working out the way I thought they should work out. And I ended up getting into a whole heap of mostly frustration directed towards another that, as you can tell, spoiler alert, it's not useful. It's not helping at all. And so I decided I can just let all of the doubt, the worry, the fear, the frustration, I can just let it all be for a minute. I can stop, pause, breathe. And I can choose to add more love. How can I love this person that's really annoying me right now? How can I love this situation that is a problem for me right now, but maybe the solution is really close if I just let go a little bit? How can I add more love rather than more doubt, worry, fear, tension, frustration? So my friends, when in doubt, add more love. That's two, and we're in the 30s now. Later in my 30s, we hit number three. Now, I think number 3 may be one of my favorites. It is. It is one of my favorites. It was an absolutely beautiful lesson to learn. And I really hope that it speaks to you today. So I found myself living in a whole new place, but I wasn't alone. I was living with one of my beloved sisters. I am one of 7 children, and I'm one of 6 sisters. So I've got 5 sisters, and we're all really close, and I'm madly in love with all of them. And I have this beautiful chapter of my life where I lived with one of my sisters, and we lived together, and it was the 2 of us making our way. And this sister is younger, and as I do as an older sister, I was into this habit of, I know better. I can help. So my sister at the time was finding her way. Who am I? What am I doing in the world? Who am I going to be connected to or not connected to? And there was a whole heap of discovery. And in the discovery, some not quite getting it right, figuring it out. It was a big transformative time for my sister. And because we were living together, I believed, I've been perfectly placed by the universe as the person to help my sister out. And so I went into fix it mode. Fix, fix, fix. And every time I would step forward with I know what you should do, my sister would step back. And what happened is, rather than a whole heap of, well, we're fixing it, things are getting better, things got really tense. And we didn't get closer. We moved further apart. And after months of this, I took this moment to just, again, stop, pause, breathe, and just tuned in with, I'm trying really hard here and it's getting worse. And then what I found in that space of just allowing what is actually happening here, I was like, I did that thing. I'm not supposed to do. I'm trying to fix another. That's not my job. My job is to love her. So number 3 is, my only job is to love them. Because what happened is this. For the next couple of months, anytime I would feel the trigger of, I need to fix and help my sister, I would stop, pause, breathe, and just say to myself, my only job is to love her. And how can I love her in this? And so I just started working there. My only job is to love her. And most of the time, what happened next is the directive of, do nothing, Deborah. You don't have to do anything. Just love her. And so I did. And then a couple of months later, we're sitting on the couch in our apartment, and my sister says to me, God, wow, things have been really different between the 2 of us. It just feels so much better. Can you feel that? And I said, yeah. And do you want me to tell you why? And so I told her about my reflection, and I said, so I've been saying to myself, my only job is to love you. And my sister took a breath, looked at me and said, Deborah, that's all I ever wanted. And that's all that I ever now give any of my sisters or anyone now connected to me. My only job is to love them. Because really that's what it's about. We don't seek to fix another. And this is tricky for people who are working in the transformative world or the healing world or the magic realm. But it's really important to note, we don't fix. We support people to love themselves more. Because this is what happened. This is what I found in the underbelly of this. When I allowed the love to lead and the fixing to take a rest, what developed in that space is my understanding that by doing that, I am trusting that my sister is the magic, that my sister has enough, that she has everything that she needs. And if she needs something else, she'll ask. And so it developed in me this trust. Everyone's got this. And if they don't, they can ask. So it developed in me the trust and the knowing, the deep knowing and witnessing of we are our own best healers and teachers. We are what we seek. And we just seek to bring that alive in ourselves and for everyone else around us to see that in us. So if there's somebody in your life who you're like, if they just did what I told them, or I wish they'd move in that direction, stop, pause, breathe, and say to yourself, my only job is to love them. Because it is. It's your only job. And while you're at it, give some of that love to yourself. All right, Magic Makers, carrying forward to number 4. Now, number 4 is the trickiest, the one that took me the longest to understand, and it came at the greatest cost. Number 4 is hearts break and souls bounce. Now, this I developed over my years of actively being involved in my own grief transformation journey. Those who know me will know that more than 10 years ago, my son, beautiful son, Sage Joseph Driscoll, unexpectedly died 1 month before his 11th birthday, which meant my life transformed from being a single mother to now a grieving mother. And I was completely lost at first. I didn't know how to do this, but I was deeply curious. What is this? I'd already been working in the healing magical realm for a while, and I had a lot of questions. If the universe has got my back, how is this having my back? If everything is working out for me, how is this working out for me? Whole heap of questions. But the one question that was very strong in me was, why do our hearts need to break? All of us, every human with a beating heart, your heart will break more than once. And I was like, why? Why is it necessary that we're given these amazing hearts? And then why is it that they always break? And so I moved forward in my discovery as like a researcher, scientist. I was like, why? I was gathering data, gathering stories of other people, myself on my own journey. And what I found is this: our hearts break on purpose. It's soul designed. Our hearts are designed to break. Because when we get the break, we then are given the opportunity to build intimacy with our heart space in the repair, in the putting back together. Now, this is all what I speak about in my work in heart repair. And I have now developed, because I did the research, the Big Life Loss to Big Life Magic framework. And if you're someone who is, I don't understand my heartbreak, or I haven't actually repaired from a heartbreak, then I've got you. There's the link below to the Heart Repair Masterclass that I taught last year, which speaks all about my lived research in heart repair and loss to magic and the journey, and why it's really important for us to work on this heart repair. Because here's the kicker, my friends. You want the heart repair to ease the ouch, to actually feel your heart come back together again. But when our hearts break, your soul is bouncing. Your soul is in expansion. It's deep, fertile ground for your soul. So if you're after, like, I'm going to work my soul journey here, I've got some soul contracts, I know I'm an earthbound spiritual being, then understanding your heart repair and that relationship to your soul, game changer. Huge part of the work that I have been doing and will continue to do, because I want people to understand this, that our hearts break on purpose so our souls can bounce. Here we are, number 5. Number 5 is not going to be a surprise to anyone who's been hanging out with me for the past couple of years. Number 5 is you are the magic. It is so true. And this emerged for me literally in the last couple of years, because 2 years ago tomorrow, the doors opened to the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual community. And in the virtual community, we're gathering together as community members for moon circles, and we're learning about our intuition and chakras and manifestation and at magical play. And I've found in this space, as the person who started it, the person who's doing the majority of the teaching, quite early on, I found myself saying, but it's you. You are the magic. And I kept hearing it coming out of my mouth, and I was like, that's actually the truth. But how do I define, like, what is that? What is the truth in that? And here it is. Rather than seeing that the magic is out there or something that happens or that I have to create, we want to begin with being the magical person, believing that you have it within you, that you are the magic, because it comes down to this. You are a divine speck of the universe. You are a spiritual being having this earthbound experience, which means you are essentially earthbound love. You are earthbound magic. You are the magic. And now I believe a huge part of my work is reminding people that you are, and then helping you to connect with that in a way that actually means something to you, so that you can activate that magic within you to create your own big life magic. So there it is. That was the fast 5, but it took me 50 years to get here. Number 1, be open to the possibility that you may be pleasantly surprised. Number 2, when in doubt, add more love. And number 3, my only job is to love her. Number 4, hearts break and souls bounce. And number 5, you are the magic. So wrapping up 50 years of being in this magical realm, here earthbound, discovering, learning, repairing, growing, and just giving it a red hot go, my friends, because that's what we're all doing here, learning our lessons and giving it a go. You may take all 5. There may be one today that you're like, I needed to hear that. Whatever it may be, I hope that it's at service to you, because it has been at service to me in developing who I am as a magic maker, as a spiritual teacher, as an energy guide. And of course, there's more, because it's birthday magic. So you've heard me speak about the magic membership. If you're interested in the magic membership, if you're like, I want to hang out with some magic makers and activate some magic and be reminded that I'm the magic, then the link is below. Check us out. We're a friendly bunch. If you are needing to work some heart repair, that heart repair masterclass that I taught last year is going to give you the whole landscape of heart repair and that big life loss to big life magic journey. I invite you to watch that. Or if you're like, what was Deborah talking about that magic mastery? I want to learn some more magic stuff. Coming up in the community, and it's actually available to anyone. You don't have to be a community member to take a mastery class with Big Life Magic. The next mastery class, the magic curriculum, is called the Magic 7, which is 7-week masterclass where we are working up the chakras, your 7 major chakras from your base all the way to your crown. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be understanding these chakras in the way that they come online. So you may not know this, but maybe now you're just about to find out. You're born with all 7. It's all jiggy, all happening in your energetic body. But every 7 years of your life, one of your chakras comes online. Starting at the base, born to 7 years old, your base chakra has its like heyday, the time when it's being developed, the time when so much is happening there in your earthbound and also spiritual magical development. And then you go up to sacral from 8 to 14, and you're picking up what I'm putting down. You grow up in your chakra system. So when you know that, you can start to understand your own history, your own healing journey up until this point. And so in the Magic 7, we're going to be talking about that chakra by chakra, 7 weeks, a week each chakra, and working specifically on what's the anatomy, the alignment, and then the activation for each chakra. So your anatomy is like, what body part, how do I know I'm connected to that chakra? The alignment is, how do I know that chakra is like working the way it's supposed to? And if I feel it's not, how can I align it? And then activation is, get jiggy with it. How can I work with this chakra to make my magic happen? The one that I want, what you're going after. All of that's the Magic 7. And here it is, your birthday special. From now until the end of my birthday, which I'm going to call it midnight on the 1st of February, $100 off. Magic Mastery, the Magic 7. The link is below. If you're like, I want to learn that magic, I want to get intimate with my chakra system and actually understand how they work and how I can work with them to make my own big life magic, now's your time. We begin on the 15th of February. All links below to the Heart Repair, to the Magic Membership, to the Magic 7. And it's not officially a You Are the Magic podcast episode because that starts next week. But if you were tuning in to the pilot season, every episode I was dedicating to someone or a group of people. And I will continue to do that for season 2 that starts next Wednesday. But this is the birthday special, and I believe it needs a dedication. And it was so like, there can be nobody else that this is dedicated to. The birthday special is dedicated to my mother, Barbara Ann Gardner Driscoll, the amazing woman who 50 years ago brought me into the world. Thank you so much. And what I want to share about my mother, which I hope that you can all breathe in and feel, is my mother is the living embodiment of love, care, nurture, but the living, actually living it, serenity prayer. My mother is constantly in an exploration for herself around, what do I need to accept? Where's the wisdom? Where's my courage? She is a living prayer. And she is a mother not just to me and my 6 siblings. There are so many people connected to me and our whole Driscoll clan who call my mother mother. And we tend to kind of say Barbara is a living oracle. If you want some wisdom, if you want to be told the thing that you need to hear, you have a cup of coffee with my mother Barbara. So this birthday special is absolutely with full heart dedicated to my mother, Barbara. I love you so much, Mum. Thank you so much for all you have done for me in the past 50 years, and also for 50 years ago in the Get Me Here Earthbound. So for you, who do you want to send a little bit of love to right now? Who's supported you in your earthbound journey? Who's loved you this whole time, without doubt? And out of the 5 that I shared today, which is the one that you needed to hear today? Because I invite you to take it, put it in your pocket, and carry forward with that. Because all 5 are going to make your magic expand. And as an excellent bonus, it makes life a little bit more joyful, less tension, and more ease. And I want that for all of us. Why? Because you are the magic, and you can have whatever you want. Step onto the magical playground, and I hope to see you on the magical playground. As shared, next Wednesday is going to be season 2 of the You Are the Magic podcast. I am going to be here Wednesday at 12 for the first episode. All of that is coming up. Huge amounts of magic and guests, and so much to share within that season. The Magic 7 starts on the 15th. Oh, and there's one more thing. It's also linked below. Every new moon, Big Life Magic opens up the magic circle, and anyone across the world, if you can get into the Zoom room, you are welcome to join us for the New Moon Circle of Magic. And the next one is on Thursday, the 8th of February. That link is also below. If you want to join the community for New Moon and set some intentions, you are welcome. So many ways to connect. What a delight to connect with you. I am openly accepting all birthday love, prayers, and wishes. I will happily receive, for I am skipping in right now from New York City, getting on a plane back to the island very soon for Bring It On. Deb D is 50, and the fabulous 50s begin now. What a delight to connect with you all. Thank you for being with me. For those who caught the replay, happy you found it. See you soon in the magic, and remember, for every beat, because it's true, that's you, my friend. You are the magic. Big love.